Across the world, entire towns have been swallowed by silence. Some were undone by fires smoldering beneath their streets, others by shifting sands reclaiming grand halls, and others still by invisible air that turned breath into death. These are not legends or ghost stories. They are real places where nature overwhelmed human ambition. Our journey begins in Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town that thrived on coal, until coal itself became its curse. Centralia was founded in 1866 in the heart of the anthracite coal region. Anthracite, also called hard coal, burns hotter and cleaner than soft coal, making it ideal for steel, railroads, and heating homes. By the late 1800s, Centralia was thriving. 7 churches, 5 hotels, 2 theaters, 27 saloons, and even an opera house. Beneath the town, miles of coal tunnels stretched in every direction. Some were abandoned, poorly mapped, and dangerously unstable. In May 1962, the town burned its landfill to clear space. Flames spread into one of these abandoned mines. Anthracite, once ignited underground, is extremely difficult to extinguish. It burns slowly but relentlessly, insulated by soil with oxygen seeping through cracks. Initially, residents noticed smoke but were not alarmed. Soon, carbon monoxide began seeping into homes. People woke dizzy, nauseous, even struggling to breathe. By the late 1970s, underground temperatures rose dramatically. Basements became literal ovens, and in one backyard, soil just below the surface reached 900 degrees Fahrenheit, or 482 degrees Celsius. In 1981, 12-year-old Todd Domboski fell into a 150-foot sinkhole venting deadly gas. He survived only because tree roots caught him and neighbors pulled him out. Authorities tried multiple solutions: trenching to isolate the fire, pumping clay slurry into the mines, and even excavation, but it wasn't cheap and none of it really worked. By the 1980s, the town was condemned. Most residents accepted buyouts. A few quote-unquote holdouts refused to leave, living atop the smoldering ground until agreements allowed them to stay for life. Today, the fire burns beneath more than 400 acres of coal, including forests and roads. Scientists estimate it can continue for 250 years. The town's cracked, steaming highways inspired the fictional Silent Hill, specifically the movie. Centralia is basically a living warning. The ground itself can become a hazard. Kolmanskop, Namibia, sits on the edge of the Namib Desert, one of the driest places on Earth. In 1908, a railway worker, Zacharias Lawala, found a shiny stone near the tracks. His supervisor, August Stahl, recognized it as a diamond. Diamonds arrived in the desert through a long geological journey. Millions of years ago, volcanic pipes called kimberlites brought diamonds close to the surface. Rivers carried the stones towards the Atlantic Ocean. Ocean currents and windstorms eventually scattered them inland across the Namib dunes. Kolmanskop lay at the edge of this hidden diamond field. News of the discovery triggered a diamond rush. By 1912, Kolmanskop produced over 1 million carats annually. The German colonial government declared the area a forbidden zone, or Sperrgebiet, allowing only licensed miners. The town's wealth was extraordinary. Residents built a hospital with the region's first X-ray machine, imported European delicacies, and held grand balls in a lavish ballroom. Workers sometimes mined at night, searching dunes by lantern light, and stories claim vacuum cleaners were used to gather gems. Who knows, really? Yet the desert could not really be tamed. Wind constantly pushed sand into streets and homes. By the 1930s, richer diamonds were found further south and Coleman's Cop declined. The last residents left in 1956. Today, sand fills abandoned rooms, burying staircases, pianos, and kitchens. Coleman's Cop is partially preserved as a museum, but the desert continues to reclaim it. It still remains an aesthetically unique place to take photos, which many photographers use. Lake Nyos sits in a volcanic crater in the highlands of Cameroon. Its water seemed ordinary. Villagers fished, cattle drank, children swam. But beneath the surface, the lake was a trap. Volcanic vents below leak carbon dioxide into the water. Normally, lakes release gases gradually when seasonal mixing stirs them. But Nyos is deep and stratified. Layers of warm and cold water rarely mix. Carbon dioxide built up in the depths for decades dissolved under pressure. This made Nyos what scientists call a time bomb lake. The water column held the equivalent of millions of tons of compressed gas, just waiting for disturbance. On the night of August 21, 1986, something triggered the release. Perhaps a landslide, perhaps cold rain cooling the lake's surface. No one really knows. Like opening a shaken soda bottle, the deep waters erupted. A cloud of pure carbon dioxide burst forth, heavier than air, and rolled down valleys at up to 50 kilometers an hour. Animals and people collapsed where they stood. It was a scary sight. Entire villages were silenced. 1,746 people and 3,500 cattle died within hours. Survivors awoke to landscapes of stillness, bodies lying in silence, fires extinguished, even insects motionless. One survivor, Joseph Van Wayne, recalled, "I could not speak, I could not cry. I was just walking in silence, thinking, what happened? I saw my whole family dead." At first, rumors spread: poisoning, divine curse, chemical attack. When scientists investigated, they confirmed it as a limnic eruption, a phenomenon so rare it had only been documented once before, at Lake Monon in 1984, killing 37 people. To prevent recurrence, engineers installed degassing pipes in the 1990s. These act like straws, channeling gas-rich water upward in controlled fountains, releasing carbon dioxide slowly. The system continues, though risks remain. Nearby Lake Kivu, straddling Rwanda and DRC, contains 300 times more gas and sits beside billions of people. Lake Nyos is tranquil today, blue and still, but it is a sort of haunted place. Its waters themselves remember the night itself became a killer. Centralia, Coleman's Cop, Nyos. Fire, sand, air. 3 ghost towns, 3 kinds of silence, and each shows a truth. Human ambition is vast, but nature is vaster. We dig, we build, we dream, and then the earth reminds us who endures. Ghost towns are not just empty places, they are lessons written in stone, coal, sand, and water. They show us how thin the line is between civilization and silence.